Hi, Julia Watts here. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and welcome to another demonstration using the new Sentimentally Yours Florascript collection. I hope you've managed to catch some of my other videos and see Phil's shows on Hobby Maker, and you'll see lots of samples from the design team too, because I mean this is just a wonderful collection as always from our Phil. You will find the products over on my website juliawattscrafts.co.uk and also over at honeypotcrafts.co.uk. So in this demo I'm going to be using the Florascript Beautiful Blooms Medley, which is an A6 stamp, and lots of detail on that. All the work's done for you, you know, just go with it. I'm also going to use the Shabby Polka stencil, which is a new stencil, 6x6, and I'm also going to be using the Just Saying Rustic from the Heart Sentiments, which is another new stamp set, and it is A6, 19 stamps on this one, and this is exclusive to Honeypot Crafts and myself at the moment. So let's crack on, and we're going to stamp this beautiful stamp onto a piece of watercolour cards. I've just got an A5 piece here because I find it easier, and normally I stamp 2 at a time. I'm not going to stamp 2 today, but just to show you, it's very easy to do this if you're doing batch stamping. So I tend to put all my magnets on one side, and then I'll stamp here, and then I just turn it round and then stamp here again on the empty space. And it is worth doing, because once your stamp has got ink on it, you might as well use it. In fact, I might as well do it. I'll do it, and then I'll have a spare one. As I said, it's all one stamp, and you'll find in the coordinating paraphernalia A5 stamp set, you'll find the little elements that there are on here, like the postmarks and butterflies and the splats and the clocks, and the borders as well. You'll find them all on that, so you can do your own collage background if you want to on some of the other images. So as I said, it is an A6 stamp, so we're going to go just out there. So, and I don't know if you've been watching my videos in the lilac one, which I did. I think it's with this stamp actually, because there's lilac ink on here. Yeah, totally forgot to put the sentiments and the butterflies on. I did afterwards, so you'll see on social media and on my website, you'll see the picture of it with the butterflies and the sentiment on. Hopefully my head is in the right place today, and I'll remember what I'm doing. But you know, who knows? Who knows? So I just rolled the stamp off and on again, which will hopefully get rid of any air bubbles I might have got underneath here. It quite often happens when you've got a big stamp like this. So lots of tapping. Don't grind your ink pad into the stamp. Just lots and lots of tapping all over, and it makes my camera move most of the time as well. So apologies for that. And it is a lot easier using your stamping platform, because if you miss bits, you can go in again, and it, especially with a big stamp, it's very, very handy. Obviously, if you're just doing background stamps like the delicate strip or the postmarks, it doesn't matter so much because it's a background, and sometimes it's better if there's bits missing. It's more what, it just looks cool. But with the main image like this, you do want all your bits. So let's see if we've got all our bits. Missing a bit across the middle. I normally miss this bit here. The ink is on there. Maybe I have got an air bubble under there. There we go. But I'm going to go again, so it's a bit darker. Remember, this is the kind of first inking, if you like, while it's been in the package rather. And it's always like the second image that I do will be better because it's already got ink on it. and the watercolour card just sucked the ink up quite a lot. So I've got stuff everywhere. Honestly, if you can see my room, I don't get a chance to tidy. Well, no, it's not true. I don't get a chance to tidy up. It's not high on my priority list. Tidying up. There's always something else I'd rather do. And then at some point it gets so bad that I have to deal with it, and then I can't find anything. Can't find anything when I don't tidy up, so let's get that there. Okie dokie, so there's our image. Looks fabulous, doesn't it? And we're going to turn that around. Actually, let's see if I can get that postmark. Yeah, let's turn that round, and then the second one is easier because it's already got ink on it. And it's normally a bit crisper as well because you've not necessarily had to go for a second stamping. It is worth doing this because then you've got a twofer and you've got one already. Because while your stamp's dirty, you might as well, you know, you could go in my sleeve. You could go, you know, get another A5 sheet and do another pair as well. And then you've got loads to work on. So plenty of space in between. Because it isn't quite A6, almost A6, but you know, if it was completely A6, then you'd struggle to get to on your page. Let's see if we can get that bit that I always miss in the middle and those postmarks there. Let's see what we've got. See, that's a much better go, isn't it? That's fabulous. That's my glue wobbling. I'm going to just go again, just so it's darker. As you can see by the other one is much darker than this one. There we go. I'll go with that. Fabulous. So that's my two images all ready to go. I'm not going to use either of those though because I've got one that's already dry. But you have to be very careful that when you're using Versafine, Clair, it does stay wet for quite a while. And on several occasions, some of my ladies that come to my classes have, you know, coloured in straight away and then forgotten. And as you, if your hand goes over the image, it actually smudges the image while you're colouring in, and that's a little bit frustrating. Is that a little bit of kitchen oil? Yeah. Okay. Right, that's clean. Do I want to do any more stamping? I don't think I need to. No, I don't need to use the platform again, so we'll just put that to one side as the magnets jump onto each other. Okay, so I've got, as I said, I've got an image that's nice and dry, and I'm going to colour it in with watercolour blending brush pens. And as I said in my previous video, I might have done, I've pulled myself another set out because we use them in workshops a lot. My original set was, I don't know, it's 6 or 7 years old, and some of them have run out. And then my one that I've been using at home is now being used in workshops, so it's nice to have a new set. So I do know that these two blues are from set 2, and the two greens and the yellow are from set 1. I do know that. So I've shown this before, but we will just go over it again. This is how I like to colour these particular images in. So for the leaves, I'm just going to go just around the edges actually. And these are, I mean, I wouldn't have bought or taken like 3 sets. I mean, obviously I got the first set from our Phil because I was doing Trudy's shows, but then the other 2 full sets that I've actually purchased from my stock. So I think it's unheard of to keep on, for me to keep on buying the same pens. But they are absolutely brilliant pens. Highly recommend them. So for the greens, I would go with the darker one first. Excuse me. And then just bring in the lighter one, and they blend with themselves. And it is actually a good idea to get a high quality watercolour card. I mean, this is super smooth, so it's easier for you to stamp on. So it's hot pressed as opposed to cold pressed. Cold pressed is the bumpy one, which is harder to stamp on. Both of them will move your, you can move your inks around on. But, you know, we recommend the super smooth because it's just easier to stamp on. But things blend really easily together. So I don't know if you can see that there is a darker edge. It's very subtle, and it actually continues to blend after you've finished colouring in, and all the time while it's drying. So that's that. You can go again with the darker colour, but I tend to not do that, you know, because it's quicker. Let's do this big one here. So this is with the darker blue. So doing exactly the same thing. I'm just following the lines that our fill has drawn on the stamp. And watch out, because there's script going across there and you don't necessarily want to highlight that. You're just doing the sort of lines that he's put on there. And there's like postmark lines as well. Doesn't really matter. As you can see, they do blend beautifully. So, you know, there is no such thing as a mistake with these pens. And then we take the lighter blue, which is one of my favourite pens, and do exactly the same thing. The less you go over the darker colour, the more it's going to stand out. Don't worry too much if you go over the stamen bit. Although when we colour in with yellow, it'll be green. So just bear that in mind. I have got one that's coloured in, so don't worry, we're not going to do all of it. I just thought you might find it useful to see how easy it is to colour in with these. I know a lot of you have already got them. Don't miss out, because he's not reordering again. I don't have many left, because I've just grabbed a whole full set for myself. So I thought, right, I'm going to grab a full set for myself, because if I can't actually get any, I'm going to get really annoyed. So there's that. And again, that will continue to blend. And we'll just use, because they've got fine tips, you can go in and just colour in the stamen just with a bit of yellow. Sometimes it's nice to add a bit of some of the Sakura Stardust pens, like the Clear Star would be quite nice over the yellow in the centre if you want a bit of glittery stuff. So you just carry on and colour in. I'll show you how I've done the postmarks as well, because I mean, I've done this before, but I'm going to just show you again. So I tend to just go around the edge, and I tend to go lightest colour first, although the yellow is lighter. This is the light blue. And let's do this one down here. So I'll do a couple. So as I said, you can blend them with each other, but you can also blend them with water. So you just take a water brush and just kind of pick up some of the colour and drag it into the centre. See, it's not difficult, it's not rocket science at all. But you can get a bit of a gradient of colour if you do that. I'll just do this one here. Do this in the green. Obviously I could pick the darker green as well. We can go for totally different colours. I tend to use the colours that I've used on the image, I tend to use in the postmarks. So again, we can just pick up some of the colour to drag that into the centre, and you've got a bit of a gradient with that. I don't know if you can see it too clearly, but it's definitely there. Got a bit of a frog. Right, so, and then obviously you can do the butterfly and just colour in, have some fun. So here's one I've coloured in earlier in true Blue Peter fashion. And I've used the Layered Differently Elegance rectangles. So let's just bring that image in again. So I've used the smallest one, I think. Yes, the smallest one. So you can see that it just about fits on the Medley stamp. Obviously you can move it over slightly and have your image slightly to the left if you wanted to. I kind of lined it up so that the stem was kind of in the middle there. You can of course just draw around that lightly, and so figure out what you don't need to colour in if you're stuck for time or whatever. Like I knew I didn't need to colour that butterfly in. So anyway, that's what I've cut out, and incidentally I've marked all of mine with the top because these are kind of symmetrical. These dies, when Phil did them, he did draw them so that they were slightly out, because then it's less chance of China just ripping them off. Yeah, so just bear that in mind. So when you cut your layers, obviously that's that way up, and then I've cut the next size out at Tabriz blue, and I've marked with an arrow as to which way it goes, because it just saves a little bit of faffing around. So you can see once you put that on there, it looks absolutely fab. You could, of course, if you wanted to, then put it back onto this and cut. You can expand these with some of the postmarks from the postmark paraphernalia, either the postmark paraphernalia actually from the Notebook Botanicals, or from the paraphernalia sets which are in the Florascript collection. But so you could actually just do a little dinky card if you wanted to. So, but we're not. So what I've also done is I've gone back to my watercolour card, and I've missed one, and then I've cut the largest but one out of the watercolour card, and then I've cut another Tabriz blue one out of the largest one. And again, I put arrows on the back so I know which way they've got to go onto my card. So this will have a slightly bigger border around it. See, stacked up, it looks fab, doesn't it? But I think I'm going to, I know I'm going to stencil on this background here. So let's put this aside for one moment and grab my Shabby Polka. I'm just thinking I might change my mind and do something else as well, because I can. I do want to make sure I'm going to get some polka dots into the corner, so I think I'm going to concentrate on this area here. And I've decided to use Broken China because I think that's going to be a good kind of coordinated colour. So we'll just see, shall we? Hopefully it will be. Oh, that frog! So I only need to just have some just around the edge, like so. Yeah, that's going to look fab. And then we'll try and kind of line it up. Ooh, it does. And put some round here. I've moved it up. It's a little bit of a shadow there, but that's fine. I'm not too fussed about that. Let's see if I can find a dot to put it on. There we go. There's a dot. And then we're going to have, this is where I get dirty fingers. I've got cat hair on here as well. Where's my dots? That way up. That'll work. That works. Cool. Obviously that's going to wash off under the tap because it's distressing, and it comes off quite nicely. we can see that once we put that on there, we've got our polka dots behind, and then that's going to go on there like that. Nice, just a nice subtle background rather than doing it stamping. I thought it might be nice to have a bit of a subtle background on that. Let's clean that up. A few polka dots lying around. Okay. I've also I've also used the layer differently to do this is the same set. This is the Elegance rectangles to cut the inverted corner rectangle brain. And then I've used the outer die from this one, the Ornate rectangles, to do my Tabriz blue. So you can see they're going to sit and we're going to have a bit of an indentation. I like to use them, both of those together for my corners, and then I can stick a pearl in each corner. Just before we actually put things together, we need to ink around the edges, and we just need to stamp a sentiment, which I am going to remember to use. Oh dear, what am I like? Honestly, I think I'm getting worse rather than better. Right, we're going to use, this one is from the Heart Sentiments, and this has got the ones with the birthdays on it. So sending birthday wishes, have a wonderful birthday. With best wishes to someone special, which is one we're going to use. Happy birthday to you, with love on your special day. It's your birthday, sending love your way, made with love. Love you so much. So these are your kind of essential sentiments, if you like, but they're just slightly worded different. So yeah, as I said, they're exclusive to Sentimentally Yours and myself until they do go in on the TV, if there's any left at some point. But at the minute, it's just us. So we're going to just stamp this in Nocturne. Remember, it's typewriter script, so it doesn't really matter if it's not perfect. So we're just going to go gently. And I do prefer to stamp first and then cut out second with my sentiments, because then you can line the die up. And the die I've used is this small label one, which I'm using quite a lot for these samples from the Ornate rectangles. So you, as I said, you can line it up, see exactly where it's going to go, tape it down and cut it, and you get one like that to someone special. Fabulous. Right, that's another one I can use at some point. Let's just wipe this off so it's not terribly inky. I'm not going to put any extra flowers on this, I don't think it needs it, but I am going to ink around the edges. So I think what we're going to do is, rather than use, should I use this one? Decisions. I think I'm going to grab my Broken China Distress Oxide, actually. Give me a mo. So I've changed my mind twice. And I'm actually inking around the edges with Salty Ocean Distress Oxide, because it's actually a very, very close match for the Tabriz blue. So I've already done my background, my background, which is, I think I forgot to mention that that's embossed using the Double Diamonds embossing folder. So the rectangle just about fits into the 8x8. You can of course put glitter around the edges if you want to. So there is a difference between the Broken China and the Salty Ocean, which is fine, because we've got two blues on the flowers anyway. So I'm just adding a little bit of ink around the edges to give the edge a bit of definition. So you can put glitter around the edges if you want to. I'm not a massive glitter fan because it goes everywhere, but I know Phil loves his glitter. It does make a difference around the image as well to do this. You can, of course, just use Distress ink. You don't have to use the oxides if you want to just use Distress. And you can actually use a Versafine Clairs. I was going to use Barley Blue to edge, but I've gone for Oxide. It's nice to have the choice and give the sentiment a bit of a inking. Okie dokie. Right, that's all that done. Let's construct. So it is a very, very easy card to do. You know, it's just all in the cutting. So we'll glue these two together first. Just with some Sentimentally Yours PVA. Should not be blocked because I've had it upside down all night. We know that the image is up that way. We've got our arrow there on the back, so I know that that's going to fit nicely on there. Perfect. Okie dokie. Just going to put that underneath there for a second. Do for my MDF. We've got two arrows going that way. So we'll pop this down as well. And it is an A5 card, so you know it's going to fit in your A5 envelopes. On there like that. It's a really pretty shape, this. Make sure my points are pointing in the right direction. Pop that under there as well. And then we've got our double diamonds embossed background with the inverted corner rectangle from the Elegance rectangles, I believe, in the Layered Differently collection. Super popular collection. Obviously, if you've got the Charmed collection, Charm 2 collection, you can use some of those. We're not teasing you because we know it's not in stock at the moment. If there's enough interest, Phil will actually reorder. The Charmed 2. Okay, so that's that. Let's get some tape on. So we are going to go for 2mm because that's what I've got the most left of. Where's my scissors? There they are. So we've got just 3 paired layers on this card. Obviously, if you want to, you can just stick them all flat. You don't have to put tape on at all. You could go down to 1mm. As I said, I've not got very much left, so I'm just using what I have until I get some more stock in. yeah, you can see the prick. I've got my sentiment there looking at me, so hopefully I remember to put it on. I need a prompt. It's like I have to have things by the front door if I'm going to take something with me, because I need to trip over it to remember it. So on our 8x8 card, if it was a proper card, which is not, but you know what I mean. Let's have it this way. Looking to see it straight to me. And then we get the next layer. Make sure that our arrows are pointing up that way. Let's just have one top to bottom. And have one here. Have one here. It is thick cards. You're talking about 300 GSM for the watercolour card and 270 GSM for the Tabriz blue. So you've got quite a good thickness of card there. So it doesn't need absolutely loads of foam tape because it's rigid enough to hold itself up. Print. Oh, more things falling over. And let's see. I have actually got my diamonds pretty central. So looking at that there, that's the middle. See, you've got one there and one there, and they're about the right thing. So that should be the middle, that one. And go slightly up. Let's just place it there and see if it is. It's not quite. I think I'm going to commit at that. And then our top layer, the star of the show, our lovely coloured image. So again, we'll put one in the middle and one either side. Can still just about see my arrows. Obviously you could do this because you're colouring in. The beauty of a stamped image, and if you're doing your die cuts actually, is if you choose your colour scheme. So whatever is your favourite colour or the favourite colour of the person that you're making for, or, you know, even if you've got loads of cardstock to use up, you can decide what colours to use. And if you don't like a certain colour, just don't use it. Because colour can actually affect whether you actually like something or not. Let's see, let's point those top and bottom. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Fabulous. Love it, love it, love it. Let's get this sentiment on before I forget. I like to put it on the stem. So I think I'm just going to put it just there and just offset it slightly. So that's going to go on with 1mm foam tape rather than 2mm. And we are going to print it again just in case I don't line it up properly. Don't know why I keep putting the lid on. Use my tweezers. Let's see. that look straight? It does actually, doesn't it? And that's where it's going. To someone special. And just to finish off, we're going to put a pearl in each corner. And it's kind of, it's not completely clean and simple, but it's not really fussy. You could put flowers on here and really dress it up if you wanted to, die cut flowers. But I think that's lovely as it is. I think it'd be lovely in yellows and oranges as well. Because they're happy colours, aren't they? I don't know what colours these are. These are like shimmer ivory pearls. There's no label on them. They are from our fill. So you'll find them on the Honeypot Crafts website. But I don't actually know what they're called because there's no label. So let's have a nice big, oh, no, we'll have that one on the floor. I'll get that in a minute. A nice big 8mm in each corner. Oh, that's got a bit missing from it. That one's been scratched. Let's put that one instead. That's a better one. You get something like, I think it's like 550 pearls in your pot, and there's 5mm, 8mm, and little dinky little 3mm as well. No, I don't want that one, I want this one. Let's have that one. Oh, I've got a little scratch on it as well. Can't have that. Let's have that one. Let's see if that's straight. Because once they're glued, that's it. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Just finishes it off. Can we get it all in the picture? See if I can get it straight. There we go. Beautiful. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm very happy with that card. As I said, you'll find the products over on my website, juliawatscrafts.co.uk, and also over at honeypotcrafts.co.uk as well. Do like and subscribe on my YouTube channel. There are lots and lots of videos using our Phil's products, over 140 of them. There's going to be several videos using this collection. There are some already, but yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed that, and yeah, thank you for watching.